Hello and welcome to episode 25 of the Trials of Voland. I've been running around trying to improve my enchanting because apparently I need enchanting at 100. Little Vivek, that might be a good way to go. So basically, I have to get my enchanting to 100 in order to continue with the storyline because I have to be able to craft something. Oh, I might as well show. In my books, I also cleared a whole bunch of stuff out. Not that one. This I got for fast traveling to a city after the end of the last video. It's basically part of continuing along. I will show that later, but this book that I couldn't find, this is what you created for completing the Black Book part, where it teaches you what you need to do in order to complete it. You need the Circle of Apotheosis, which is built into the place you do your ritual. You need the Phylactery, which requires the Crushed Black Pearl, Ensorcelled Vessel, and Solution of Magicka Concentrate, but you require 100 in enchanting to make the Ensorcelled Vessel and the solution. The Elixir of Defilation, I think, is also made at the same table and also requires 100 enchanting, and so that's where you need Poison Bloom, Vial of Deadly Poison, Nightshade Extract, Finely Ground Bone Meal. The way you get those is Poison Bloom you can pick from, I think I actually picked one from outside of the tower where I first found the journals. The Vial of Deadly Poison is an incredibly rare dungeon loot or can be bought from Khajiit caravans if you're lucky. Nightshade Extract and Finely Ground Bone Meal are just Nightshade and Bone Meal, but it takes 10 of each to get the Extract or the Finely Ground version. And then I have the Embalming Essence as opposed to Numira's Corrosion. After that, you have to place the Phylactery, and let's see, place the Phylactery. Not sure what the Elixir of Defilation is. I think that is part of the Phylactery. No, the Elixir of Defilation is what you drink. So you place the Phylactery at the place where you have the Circle of Apotheosis. There will be a receptacle for it. At the circle, you place the Phylactery, and then you drink the Elixir of Defilation, and if you did everything correctly, you die. So, yeah. End of story. Because I have this Study Erudite on, I'm going to fast travel somewhere, probably the College of Winterhold, so that I can learn something out of this huge list of spells. But I decided, in order to increase my enchanting, rather than run around the way I have been, using up all of my petty soul gems, fast traveling to a bunch of places to buy more petty soul gems, running around killing things to get petty souls so I can do more enchanting. I made a lot of money doing that, but good God, it was taking time. It has severely increased the number of days my character's been running around. And I'm like, why do all of this stuff off camera when I could do Project AHO and use a staff to increase my enchanting? So I think I'm going to go that route. Oopsie. Move the Staff of Magnus to the left hand. Bound Sword. There's nothing to get up in there because I have come here before, but that should eliminate the learning, which means I'm going to sheath my sword again. Because, let's see, no. Don't need Pack Mule because I unfortunately sat on the Locus of Meditation too long, so I got a day, 2 hours of Light and Load at 841 points, so I don't need to increase that, but I think I'll take a Press, moving and regenerating stamina 60% slower. That sounds like a good spell to have. And then I don't need Mimic's Cloak. This is one of those spells, Unlock, Manipulate, Lock, where you can use the Manipulate Lock spell in order to lock a door and increase your lock picking on it, or a chest. So, let's see, Conjure Seek, no. I think I will go with Enslave the Weak. Yeah. And then let's see. I think I'll go with Transmogrify. There's my 3 spells. And then I just, since I hit I'm ready, I did hit I'm ready, right? That was the plan. And I just need to run around until I encounter people. So basically you just have to travel. And I figured I will run up to the Shrine of Azura, get that started, because who doesn't like an infinite soul gem? And on the way I can maybe kill some goats and wolves and saber cats and get some furs and fangs that I will need to flesh out a player home later down the line. I'm still having my double tap issue. I have for months, if not over a year. And so yeah, yay TK dodge. Now the thing about the Staff of Magnus, not only does it have unlimited charge, it has unlimited charge and it absorbs magicka. But if they're out of magicka, it absorbs health. So it's got a pretty significant range to it. And things like goats and saber cats and bears, they have no magicka. So it just immediately starts draining their health from a pretty significant range. And it's an unlimited charge. So it's a little bit cheaty, honestly. But it's vanilla, so, you know, no complaints. Now, the thing is, ooh, something is scaring off those goats. Run! Something is hunting goats. I need to fill more petty soul gems, so I need to kill goats. Not with the Staff of Magnus. I need to kill goats with my bound sword. You're what's hunting the goats, are ya? Yarr. You dead? You dead? Alright. Now where's the other goat? That was a bit rude. I was actually trying to record this video, got about 10 minutes into it, and then I accidentally shot a Winterhold guard with the Staff of Magnus, and she one-shotted me with her greatsword. So, that didn't go well for me. Yay, petty souls. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to corrupt Azura's star. Because... Oh, are you my Ichthalar? Oh!
You!
Hi!
The one whom the prophecy speaks of! It is you! Come hither, chosen one! I must lay
Project
my eyes on
AHO.
you.
I'm chosen? Not interested.
Hear me out! My name is Yagrog Roshak, a member
He's
of an
sliding.
ancient orcish cult by the name of Orsinium Verum. For the longest time, we, the voices of Orsinium, have trekked for Tamriel in search of support for our cause. A moment is all I ask.
What do you do?
The history of our cult dates as far back as our race itself. Long ago, our leader Trinimac perished because of the wicked goddess Boethia. All our nation was disfigured and turned into monsters.
So basically he's saying that's how orcs became so ugly.
She wanted to make us accept our new state. She made a vile copy of Trinimac's former glory and turned it against us to enthrall and humiliate our people. Alas, many orcs fell victim to her wicked plots and accepted the new god and called him Malakath and follow his dishonorable advice to this day. But the cult remembers. We will never forget the true nature of our race. Never forget our lord, the great Trinimac.
I'm pretty sure this is all actual lore for why the orcs look the way they do, Malakath being called a false god in other stories, vanilla quests and so on.
For centuries, we lived in hope of justice. That time will come when we will find a way to make everything right again. One leader of ours, The famous hero of Orsinium, Agro-Cro-Macro, had a divine revelation. Trinimac himself came to him in a dream and said he could be restored to our world, and explained how exactly this could be achieved. Agro-Cro-Macro told no one about his plan, but the first thing to do was to find the one who would help us in our difficult mission. He had witnessed the chosen one of Trinimac himself. Will you offer your aid to our cause?
Honestly, no.
Whatever you decide, you have not the choice in the matter. Tie him down, lads, but be careful. It's not a yam sandwich.
You got smashed with a heavy object on the head. And this is why I've been delaying Project AHO until I had significant magical capability and the spells from the Atronach Forge. Because,
Wake up, you
oh
scum!
yeah, I'll just
You're as obedient as a dog with these amulets around your necks. Pray that you aren't sold to a local. Every N1 Sadra of Kegran has their tongue cut
black
out,
face bug.
lest they ask one too many questions. Now get out of the cage and follow me. Take your places on the counter and don't make a sound.
So, interesting thing. This mod actually has a cutscene intro. And the weird thing is I don't have a body. I thought I had the droid perspective on, and I should be wearing the same thing as them.
Mark your enemy for death before they mark you. If you want, I can turn you into a dummy. Maybe it'll make you stand still for a minute.
Look at all these fugly Dunmer. And that fugglier orc.
Honorable
These
Mer,
lizards
it
look
begins.
lifeless.
Come closer, closer. Take a gander at our latest merch.
Marissa, don't forget about the Red Oran. They only want Khajiit.
First off the auction, with a peculiar pick, I present lot number 1. A vampire! We begin the bid at 500 septums.
I think it's the guy with the black face.
600! More offers? 6 going once, going twice. 6! Can I get a 7? Sold to Master Selfrey for 600 septums.
An excellent purchase, Master Selfrey.
Lot number 2! A young female Argonian, freshly plucked from the Windhelm docks. Bid begins at 450 gold!
It's one of these two.
800 septims.
Whoa! That's quite a bid from Sergio Verendez. 850 gold! Anyone to beat? Any other offers?
9.
1,100.
Lot number 2! 1,100 septums! Going once! Going twice! Who's more? Sold! For a sum of 1,100 septums to our splendid guest, Sergio Verendez.
Sorry,
Well
Marina,
done.
but I'm in
Nice.
desperate need of a new handmaid.
Swiftly moving on. Lot number 3, a middle-aged lizard, harvested from the woods of Falkreath. Starting bid at 500 septums. Surely this item piques the interest of one of you fine folk. No offers for such a shining old specimen? A shame. Please remove lot number 3 from the auction.
He is going to make a good purse.
He's a good lizard.
On to lot number 4. A half-breed. Not man, not mer.
Shut up.
But a slave. Designed for house duty. Or car fire, either one. 300.
400. 500. 650 septums. 700. 1,000 septums. 2,000 septums.
This is
Maybe
practically a
next time,
steal.
Baron.
Any last offers? Who's more? Final call. This is your last chance. Sold. Master Selfrey. Lot number 4 is yours.
You will serve me well, Enwa.
Yay!
You're trespassing here. You'd better clear out.
Me? You brought me here.
I see you are awake. Great, we have time for a little chat. I'm listening. You were sold at the slave market. Do you not recall, Sweat? You are my property now. A nameless Enwa without past. You serve me now. Willingly or unwillingly, you have not the choice. That amulet around your neck isn't just a pretty trinket. It blocks your will, restrains your mind, suppresses your emotions. An ideal tool at the hands of a slaver.
See, I love how this mod went so far as to have the intro cutscene, put voices on all these characters, give them the distinct personalities and so on.
Have I answered all of your questions? I'm listening. Magister of House Telvanni, renowned scholar, author of a myriad of works on ritual semantics. And your rightful master, Shanath Selfrey.
Never heard of you.
No idea. Do pray tell. On second thought, you'd rather not. Henceforth you are a blank slate. You will not utter a word of your past.
So, as long as I serve him, I cannot talk about my past, and I don't have one.
His name is Yargol Groshak, or Shaglak. Not that damn orc. From now on, you will address him with due respect. Yes, they did cut them off. All but yours. I had no need for a typical Enwa. Only good for scut work and pleasures of the flesh. I was in need of an assistant who'd help me with my work and small talk release done on my behalf.
Let's see. 2 left.
In a cage, I suppose. It's your home from now on. For a broader perspective, you are in Sadrith Kegra, a secret outpost of House Telvanni in Skyrim. Read. If you cannot, take this one as well and you'll learn.
ABCs for barbarians.
Silence, you Sweat! You are the cost of 2,000 septums! Don't get smart with me, or I'll have you scrub my piss pot!
Okay. Cheers.
Have I answered all? There are a few rules you must follow before I set you free. From now on, Enwa, you are forbidden to leave Sadrith Kegra until you get your freedom. You can go wherever and do whatever, as long as it's within the settlement. You are not allowed to talk about your past. If you hold a desire to end someone, you will find yourself incapable. You will tell me nothing but the truth. This doesn't apply to others. That's it, I think. Your amulet is now attuned and won't let you get loose. Get out of your cage and go take a look around. Take a walk around the city, chit-chat with a local riffraff. But don't loiter too long. You have work to do.
Now, the thing about this mod is that it has so much to it, so much detail, so many places that you can go, things you can look at, people you can talk to, and like Cedric the Ground, A Brief History, Part 1. It's got these books that tell you about the history of the place. Oop. And I want it for my library later.
Hey,
Not everything. It's also... It didn't say steal.
What do you think you're doing?
Oi!
Speak. I haven't got all day.
Bad master. Bad. This warrior, there's a chess game here.
I'm waiting.
What? Let's see. They also have typical conversation things in here, like...
What? This place? The place where you are standing this very moment. Well, it is relatively flat. Doesn't wobble, doesn't crumble. Have I answered your stupid question?
And like this.
Oh, Kegrenak, who these be? I hold no interest in any sort of moronic nord, nor imperial conflict. Sadrith Kegra, I've told you that already, you slackwit! I have a lot of work to do, don't bother me.
And then he forces you out of the conversation. Like, the programming in this mod is so good. Now, unfortunately for him, and a little bit game breaking for this mod, I do have Summon Chest. Now, between episodes, when I was running around getting more stuff, here, there we go. I restructured my chest a little bit. So here it is. And it has only the items that I kind of want to keep unique, that I can put in my home later, and like stick this witch plate set on a mannequin, and weapons that I can stick on mannequins and stuff like that. Books that are specific, like journals and quest books and stuff like that. So these cards that are unique, the coins that are unique, things that I can just put in my house, these flawless gems that I can use for enchanting, house items that I can use for building a house, stuff like that. I put that in here, like this jade dragon. That's a really nice looking jade dragon. I had to buy it because, damn, I want that in my house. So the reason why I did that is because while I was in the college, I found this spell on Tolfdir. It's an expert level spell, so you have to have, I think, 80 or higher in alteration. Either that or it's conjuration. I got it from the Conjure Master. But this is where I stuck all my other stuff, because I don't have to worry about it summoning the chest. I don't have to worry about the chest being wonky or broken. It just goes straight into the inventory. And so I have pretty much everything else here, which includes full sets of other equipment that I could wear. All of the equipment that I was wearing will be inaccessible to me until most of the way through the mod, if not the end of the mod. But like, I could wear Thalmor robes, stuff like that. Or I could... Oh, nice. The sword fell over. So I could cheat and dress myself with stuff that I have in deep storage, dress myself with stuff that I have in the summoner's chest, but I am going to play the mod as legit as possible, where I don't access those except to put things in them. So on that note, I don't have any gear like my staff, which means I'm going to want... Is it in here? I think it's alteration. No? Where is that spell? It's P, prepare for adventure. I don't know, prepare for adventure? Well, I guess I'm in even worse shape than I expected. So I don't have a staff. I have no access to a staff. I can't increase my magic regen without a staff. Or my enchanting without a staff. So I believe somewhere here in Sadrith Kagran you can create a staff. Read the history of Steam. Okay, so like this sealed spell of restoration is something I can steal, but most of the other stuff you just take. And I guess I don't, I'll need to go find, acquire, or steal a staff elsewhere. Oh, there's a staff. Is that stolen? No, it's not. Yay, I have a staff. So for now, you weren't able to take Red Eagle's Fury from me. Losers. I have Foot Wraps and Rough Spun Tunic, the Amulet of Suppression, which I can't unequip. Galdor Amulet and Sanguine Resistance, I can equip those. Like, I can equip this, and if I do, I don't think I can unequip it. But this is what keeps me from telling anyone about my past and so on. That's the only benefit that it has, or the only effect that it has. All of my spell books that I had are gone. But hey, I can learn how to read. A is for Atronach, B is for Bungler's Bane, C is for Comberry. Unfortunately, they didn't make the entire book. That would have been amazing. Great Houses of Morrowind tells me about House Telvanni, tells me about House Halalu, House Redoran, and so on. And of course I have my change of face, but I don't care about that at the moment. You get interesting things in here like Netch Jelly, that's added by the mod. Might be added by other mods as well. But it's just full of things. A ton of smeltables. There's my staff. And then I can use this if I need to fight. But the majority of this mod is actually talking. Also, if I find an enchanting table, I can enchant my clothes as soon as I have a soul gem. But probably there's a ton of talking to do. I think what I'm going to do first, he took all my money, didn't he? Yeah, gold 0. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to run down here. This is your main vendor. You've got all this stuff that you can buy off of him. And then I like lockpicks. I don't have any lockpicks, but you can get them from him. But then once you start another quest line, you have an option to give him money, and if you give him money, you get things that are used later in the mod. But you have to reach certain thresholds, and you have to spend thousands of septims on him in the long run in order to unlock everything. That is a giant poison bloom model. Only it's open.
Good afternoon.
Master.
What do you need?
Any work for me. This is what you need to do to start off.
Pick up my stuff from Baron the Smith. In case you stumble across Morano, tell him I have no time to inspect his project. There's a coin purse to pay for the job.
Okay, who's Morano?
Baron's empty-headed son. He wanted me to take him on as an apprentice. His father was against it, and now he's nagging whenever he gets a chance. When I tell him that his son is one heck of a scamp, and there's no point in teaching him, Varen doesn't like it any better. He's working the forge most of the time. You'll find it with ease. Just look for the sign. That might be worth a check at the inn too.
Alright.
Alright then.
So, that's it. This video has run on pretty long. It's a good point to end here. So, as this is episode 25, and I numbered the episodes at the top, I just need to get over to the one that says episode 25. Going on these a second or so between each tab over in case anyone wants to read them. A few episodes ago I did change some of the text in a few of the earlier ones, and one of them that I wanted to mention is actually the one for episode 23, where I changed one of the references in there, but I also added a little bit or clarified a little bit, where I changed the second paragraph of it. I had written episode 23 when I was really tired, and so I used a word that worked but didn't really fit with the narrative I was trying to get across. So what I did was I changed it to a word that makes a lot more sense in the context of what I was trying to say. Episode 21 was a nice long one. Episode 22. Oh, that was it. So down here, change it to prerogative, because that's what they do. They acquire things. Whatever the previous word was, it worked, but it really didn't mean... I mean, there's probably even a better word out there than that, but I struggled over the word to put in, and the first one that popped to mind was the one that I wrote. The first time I was like, ah, that'll do. Here we are, episode 25. This one, he is returning. Oh, let's fix that right there. I am prepared. That's how it works. You edit, change, accept your changes. No ties. It's a two-part person, or a two-part episode, or two-part journal entry. And hope you enjoyed the story so far. Really looking forward to getting into and through Project AHO. It adds a few interesting things to it, and I've never completed it, but I have gotten free. I know what I need to do to get to that point, so I can make it kind of fast. There will be a lot of stuff that I do in the background, which are just conversations, because this mod is so great that I don't want to spoil the content of the mod for everyone on camera. I don't want to run around and do all the talking and stuff like that. I'll do some of that stuff, the stuff where you get no skill ups whatsoever. You just learn some of the story, the history, interact with some of the people. I'll do some of that stuff on camera, but for the most part it will be off camera, just running around completing a couple of the quests, and doing some of the background things like talking to the amusing mud crab. Don't need to show that on video. And then when I actually get into the progress of the mod, the interesting dungeon crawling and stuff like that, that's when I will return to video. So if you're interested in the kind of stuff that this mod has just from the intro to it, meeting the orc getting knocked out, the video or cutscene intro, and the voice acting that you've seen so far, if you're interested in that stuff, do download the mod. It's amazing. It's really well done. And if you don't have a storage spell like I have, it's even better. So, catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. And if you have any feedback, do let me know in the comments below, and see you next time.